What's up, fellow tankers? It's Mobius Y here once again with a little preview for update 1.10 coming out probably fairly soon on World of Tanks Xbox 360 edition. Tends to be how it goes with an update. When it's announced, it comes out and we are forced to download it within a week or two. I imagine it'll be sometime late May at the latest that we see update 1.10. So to start off on the portal page, the home page of the World of Tanks Xbox 360 site where the news section is, there's a brief little explanation of what's coming with update 1.10, and the big thing is training rooms. As you can see here with this news post, it says blah 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 blah. This new training room feature will be introduced with update 1.10. Yeah, the rest doesn't really matter. So basically all it says here, it doesn't have everything you need to know. Those of you with premium accounts will soon be able to create training rooms similar to how you'd create a platoon. In these training rooms, you'll be able to invite friends, pick maps to play on, and organize teams. You won't be able to earn XP or silver, but you'll be able to try out new strategies and play friendly matches against friends. I would assume that matches with or against friends are usually friendly anyways. While only premium players will have the ability to create and invite to training rooms, all players will be able to join and play. Creating a training room is easy. Just use the back button like you would if you were creating a platoon. After creating a room and choosing your tank, you'll have the following options to choose from before starting the match. Invite or dismiss players, set the room as private or open it up to friends of friends, change the map and game mode, reorganize teams. Excited to face off against friends in the name of team building? Whatever, this doesn't matter. Anyways, so essentially that's the big thing coming with update 1.10. This is something that people on the forums have been bugging Wargaming about since spring of 2014 here, so I'm fairly excited for it. Personally, I'm also kind of looking forward to a possible replay function where you can use a third-person flying cam to record the action. That way it'd be fun to make these interesting little cinematic videos instead of just gameplay. But I don't really see that happening for a while, so I'm just going to stay patient. But there's plenty of people that are already planning to do something with training rooms for video purposes. Centurion Gaming has already made a thread asking for volunteers who can devote their time to sitting in a spot and basically doing what he says for recording purposes. I don't know what he's planning, it doesn't matter. But there's already a few of those ideas going around. So that's just a brief overview and announcement of training rooms coming up. So Pain God actually posted in his blog specifically how training rooms will operate and what they'll do. In Pain God's blog post number 12, There Is No I in Team, Part 2. So this was pretty much the day after the day of the bounties, sorry, I should say, I think, where he posted this. Hope you all had fun destroying our tanks for gold yesterday. I know I did, and we hope we get to do it again soon. I'm having a lot of trouble reading today. Well, as promised, back in February, it's finally here. It actually needed more than a few coats of paint to fix up. There was no way to change the map after creating a room, and no way to change your tank without leaving a room. Those both kind of sucked in testing, so we added those features. The feature also started out as by invite only, as I originally said, but in testing it was a pain to have to send a friend invite, get accepted, then send a room invite. I make games and that felt too much like work, so we also added a training room browser, so you can just look for rooms to join. Team training is here. Well, it will be in the next update, this month that is. I've posted much of this here or in the forums before, but I wanted to get it all in one place, so we're all on the same page. This is still in the experimental stage and will change or grow as we learn how you all use them and watch the server impact and of course the data. We don't want to crash the servers when this releases with everyone spinning up single player training rooms. A training room with even one person in it takes all the server resources and instances that a full 30-player match does. We considered putting in a queue at first, but that also would have sucked if people spun up a bunch of single player training rooms and just sat in them waiting for their friends to show up. Releasing a feature and having most people stuck in a queue for the first week is not cool. How else could we restrict it? Well, this is what we came up for on release. To create a room, you must have an active premium account. Players without premium accounts can be invited into or join open rooms by using the Team Training Room browser. See why that was important to add? This isn't a money grab in any way. It's very common in the free app world to enable features for premium membership. Anyone can play in team training though, so the feature is still available to all. And the post continues. You'll also need a minimum of 6 players to launch the room, yet another reason the room browser was necessary. Room creators need not fear. There is an option to make your room private, and only those you wish to invite in can join. The minimum 6 players is another gating factor to make sure the servers stay up and that everyone can enjoy the new feature. Don't have friends on XBL? Like Mobius Y? No problem, just use that handy dandy Team Training Room browser we had to put in. Keep in mind these are initial experimental limiters for the health of our servers and your continued enjoyment of World of Tanks. These can and will very likely change in the future once we can analyze usage patterns and server load. Also, I was wrong in a previous post. Team Training only charges for ammo and consumable reloading and not repairs. Go get your tanks destroyed as much as you want without worry. What's that? You want to just be able to test out any of your tanks all by yourself? Interesting. Along the way to Team Training, we found an extra can of paint to put in another testing mode. We called it Tank Practice. It's pretty simple. 3 levels you can take any of your tanks into and try them out. There's Driving Practice, which is, well, just for driving. Try that one out with a souped-up M22 for some real fun. Then Target Practice, which had dummy tanks from tiers 1 to 10 that you can drive around and fire at with no threat to your tank. Then there's Live Fire Practice, where there are not so dumb but not too bright tanks from tiers 1 to 10 that can and will fire back at you. What's the lowest tier tank you can finish this one with? Same resupply costs as Team Training and no repair fees. See, a little something for everyone, or if you prefer, just yourself and no one. Enjoy as always your feedback. Your feedback here is read and appreciated. Sorry about that. So that is the extent of Pain God's post there. What he's explaining is how Team Training is going to work. You need a premium account to make a room, but you don't need one to be in a room. You can join a friend's room when they send you an invite, or you can use the Team Training browser. And there's also the practice rooms that he mentioned, where you can choose one room to just drive around, you can choose one room to drive around dummy tanks, or you can choose one room to drive around and get shot at by AI tanks. It all sounds pretty interesting. So, that being said, there will still be ammo and consumable costs in the training rooms, which makes sense so that you can't just sit in a training room all day and play to your heart's content. You do eventually have to go back into random battles, because we don't want random battles to quickly become very sparsely populated. People will still have to earn silver in the random battles to continue playing even in the training rooms, which makes plenty of sense. But you don't earn any silver or XP in the training rooms, it sounds like. So, next up, I'm going to plant the seed of speculation in your guys' minds. If you've recently looked on your stats page, the China tab popped up in the nations section of the statistics page, right underneath Japan there. So, does this mean Chinese tanks are coming fairly soon? We're not really too sure. As far as I understand, there's technically only 3 lines. There's a light line that crosses over into the medium line, somewhere in the mid tiers. There is the full medium line, and there is the full heavy line, both of which go up to tier 10. Me, I haven't really done enough research on both of those lines to figure out if I want a free XP or grind either of them. I'll know more the closer the Chinese tanks are coming out. In the meantime, I think I should kick my grind for the E5 up into high gear so that I have some time to prepare for Chinese tanks. Depending on what the premium tanks are and what they're like, I need to research those as well and decide if I want to buy a premium tank before the Chinese tanks come out like I did with the Japanese. I'm not really too sure. I'm not too keen on sinking more money into this game. I feel like I've spent more than enough, and that I could use that money better elsewhere, especially on some paintball stuff. And lastly, before I go, just on a little personal milestone sort of thing, I've broken 4,500 games in medium tanks, and that's a little bit over 50% of my games played. I know here it says 4498, but I've since been playing since at the time of this screenshot being taken. So I'm kind of proud of that, as I do flaunt myself as a medium tanker, and this basically just shows that, yeah, I play medium tanks a lot, because half my games are in medium tanks. And yeah, I don't know. It's just something that I've always shot for, personally. Call me weird. Anyways, that's basically it. Just a short preview for update 1.10. Probably coming out here in the next week or two for World of Tanks Xbox 360 edition. If you recall, in Pain God's blog post, it did say sometime this month. So, let's just wait and see. And are we going to get Chinese tanks along with training rooms? again, let's just wait and see. So, wanted to bring that to your guys' attention. Hope that gets you excited for some new content coming out. In the meantime, this is Mobius Y signing off. You guys have a wonderful evening.